Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be swatching the items of gel products and stuff that I bought from TEMU. So I'm going to be swatching the reflective gels I got, and then also the Aurora Top Coat on 3 colours and the chrome powder that I got on 3 colours. I think for the 3 coloured ones I'm going to use these tiered swatch sticks for a start, just so it's quicker and easier. I can cure them all at the same time, and I'm going to do it on black, white and red, I think, just as they're like completely different colours to each other. So I'm going to use Unbreak My Heart, Cleeks, whatever you want to say, and the plastics. And then I'm just going to do a coat. I'm going to do 2 coats of each on both nails, and then on the nails I'm going to be doing chrome on, I'm going to do a coat of top coat as well, and then on the ones I'm doing for the Aurora Top Coat, obviously I will do a coat of that on top. So I'm just going to quickly do a coat of each on both these nails. Obviously I'll only do one on camera, so it's going to be super boring. Let's just zoom in. So I'm going to do black at the top, I'm really excited to see how they turn out. Red in the middle. These ones are super easy to paint because they have ridges. I don't know if you can see like that, but they're like higher up basically, so they're easier to paint instead of getting it all over these middle bits. I mean, I'm really good at getting stuff everywhere, so I'm surprised I haven't, but it does make it easier having those raised instead of all flat. So I'm just going to do the same thing on the other nail that's like this, and then I'm going to do a second coat off camera, and then we can do the Aurora Top Coat and chrome on these nails. So this is the Aurora Top Coat that I'm going to be swatching. How absolutely beautiful is that? I just need to turn my heater off. It's like one of those little fan heaters and it gets super hot super quick. So this is what I'm going to be swatching on one of the nails. The other one I'm going to put a no white top coat on. I'm going to use the halo one because that's the one I used for like YouTube, just because I don't use it on clients. So I'm just going to apply that to all of those 3 nails, and then I'm going to half cure it. And then once I've applied the chrome, I will cure it again. That's just the way that I personally do my chrome application. And while this is in the lamp, I'm going to use that Aurora Top Coat on the other one. It says it's a top coat, so I'll be interested in to see if it really is, like if you can literally just put that on and then leave it, or whether you do need to top coat it again. So that's that. I've made sure that I've tried to get the application nice and neat and even. So I'm going to pop that in for 30 seconds while I do this nail. So I'm just going to pick up some of this gel and pop it straight on to the nail because it's quite thick. So I'm thinking, like, for a top coat, I find it, I don't know, I can't really get my head around the fact that it's a top coat basically. So I'm intrigued to see whether it's a no wipe or what the situation is, just because it is quite thick. Obviously I expected it to be thick in terms of like glitter concentrated, but I mean thick as in like the gel itself is thick. But it's quite even, to be honest. I'm quite surprised how nicely it's gone on, because when I first put it on the nail I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to be impossible to get this nice and smooth. But it's actually not as hard as I thought it was going to be. It's also not as like obvious as I thought it was going to be. But with it being a top coat, that is why I'm not putting it on like super thick. Like I am really brushing it out. It's very, very pretty though. Be nice for clients who like a bit of extra something but don't want them too crazy. Just wanted to see what it looked like on different colours. But this is what it looks like. It's really, really pretty, to be honest. I'm actually quite impressed with that. Looks really nice on the red, even though I should have probably done a blue for it really, but it looks really, really nice. I'm really happy with that. So let's pop that in the lamp and just see how that turns out. And then I've got my top coated nails out ready. I've just dipped my finger in that gel by accident. Let me just get that off real quick. Right, so here's my chrome. I'm going to get a little, what's it called? I'm going to use one of the little applicators, little eyeshadow applicators to apply it. Oh wow, look at that. So that's what it looks like on the black. That is absolutely stunning. Wow. It's right on the red. It's got hair stuck to it. Wow, this is beautiful. I'm really, really happy with this chrome. Oh, I think the white's got to be my favourite. That is stunning. Once I've done that, I'm going to pop it back into the lamp for 30 seconds to make sure that top coat was fully dry. And then the Aurora chrome, I've put it in the lamp for 60 seconds because it doesn't actually say anything on it about how long it should be cured for. So I'm going to cure it for 2 minutes just to really make sure that it's cured. Obviously it's not on a person, so it doesn't really matter if it's undercured, but just want to see what it feels like. So I've popped it in for another 60 and I've popped the chromed ones in for another 30, well, another 60 as well. So these Aurora gels, this Aurora one is slightly tacky. So I'm going to remove the tacky layer and see if it goes dull, because if it does, then obviously we know it's not a top coat. It's not dull. Just had to have a quick sneeze break. Yeah, it's not dull, so I think it actually is a top coat, you know, because usually obviously if you wiped a polish that didn't have top coat in it, it would go dull. And this hasn't. So I think it is a top coat after all. Look how beautiful that is. Very, very pretty. I'm literally covered at this point in different colours and glitters and chromes and all that jazz. But yeah, really happy with that Aurora top coat. That's very, very pretty and would look really nice over any colour because it's on a red there and it looks beautiful. So that's really nice. And then we've got the chrome. Dust off any excess powder. Look how beautiful that is. Super, super, super fine. Like it's not grainy at all. It looks really, really pretty. I'm just gonna top coat it now. Gosh, it's just stunning. I'm just popping a layer of no wipe top coat over the top. Really, really impressed with this chrome. It's beautiful. Over the black it's stunning because it gives it like a sort of wintry blue sort of tone. but I'm really, really happy with that chrome. It's beautiful. So anyway, on to the next thing now, because I am between clients, so I need to get a bit of a move on. Okay, I ended up just having to ditch the video for a bit just because my client was here. So I'm gonna swatch these reflective gels now. I'm super excited to see how these look. I'm not actually gonna top coat them. I'm just gonna paint the underneath of the stick, just to save top coat, because why not? So first one is silver. I'm gonna do 2 coats of each colour. Try and get it as even as I can. Oh, my phone's just fallen. Very helpful. There you go. Right, so just done a coat of the silver one. Obviously, I will show you them when they're done as well, like with and without flash. The next colour is... That's not even a colour, that's top coat. Definitely should have checked the bottle before I put that. Oh, I will. Oh, I could have top coated actually, because they come with a top coat. Never mind, too late. So this one is like a brown sort of colour, like a reddy brown. This one's actually got colour to the gel itself, whereas the silver one was literally just, it just seemed like just silver glitter on its own, if that makes any sense. So the silver one, you could potentially do like a thin layer of that over another colour, which is handy. This next one is a purple colour. But if you could do that with the silver one, that would be really handy, because you could make any colour the reflective type then, which would be good. I'm just popping them in the lamp as I go along. I will do the second coat of them all off camera, just so it doesn't end up too long of a video. The next colour is gold. That one's nice. And then the next one is red, which I'm assuming is going to be popular for Christmas. There's definitely a really long, what's it called, bristle in there that I need to get rid of. Let's see if it will come off if I just pull it. No. Let me cut it then, because that's going to make nice, neat application very difficult. My scissors won't cut it. Actually, these are my blunt scissors, that's why. In fact, there we go. I'll get the gel off all those products. I'll just dip that in a sec. So this is the red. Very pretty. And then last but not least, the next and last one is blue. I'm really excited about this one. I feel like if I was to wear one of these, it would definitely be this blue colour. It's beautiful. So I'm just going to do the second coat of all of those off camera, and then I will show you them after. So I've done the second coat, they're just in the lamp. I think what I've come to the conclusion that I would do with these gels is put one coat, because they are really glittery. They're just not very pigmented in like colour wise. So I think what I do is paint the nail a very similar colour to the glitter. Well, to the colour of the glitter, and then I do a coat of this over the top, which in turn would be pretty good anyway, because then you're sort of getting, like, you can make any of your colours, well, not any of them because you can't use them over all of them, but you could make any colour the reflective type. So I am going to do that. I will show you what they all look like in a sec when they come out of the lamp. I've got 10 seconds left. I'll show you what they all look like without doing that, and then I'll do a coat of a similar colour under all of them, and then show you what they look like after that as well, so you can sort of see the difference. I've dropped one already. So you can see the difference between them when you do that. So I'm going to show you them obviously with and without the flash, so you can see the reflective effect. They do look quite sparkly already because my desk light is an LED light, so obviously that's not really the best way to judge them without flash, but pop the flash on and they get much glitterier. Look how pretty they are. Absolutely stunning. So I'm now going to do a similar colour under all of them. So under the silver, I'm going to do a coat of platinum from Gel Perfection. It's a really fine silver glitter. See, that looks better already. Much more coverage there. And then I'm going to get a brown. I think for this one, probably this colour, saffron would be the closest, I think. So not necessarily always putting a glitter underneath, like just any colour that's similar to that glitter. And that just gives it that full coverage effect, which is what I want. I wouldn't recommend these for line work, like for nail art. I don't think it would really work very well for that, which is a shame. I'm going to use a fine gold glitter for under this one. So much better with those colours underneath. And then for the red, I am going to use a glittery red just because it's good coverage. And it's a very similar red to the one I'm going to use. This is Candy Apples from Gel Perfection. They are so shiny. Like, I definitely can't say anything bad about the reflectiveness of them. They are so shiny. The purple, I think, I don't actually know with this. I don't know whether to do like a lilac-y or a copper purple. I don't know if to do that sort of shade or a proper purple. I think I'm going to do that first one that I picked up. No, I'm not. That's way too like pinky purple. I'm going to do a dark one. Just see what it looks like. It's just an experiment at this point. It's not even similar to the purple of the glitter, but we're going to give it a go, see what it looks like. I don't know until we try. That looks really nice, actually. I'm shocked that it looks that nice, but it does. And then under this one, I want... I think Aruba's a bit too bright. I think I'm going to go in with Blue Lagoon, which is like not a massively full coverage glitter, so I think that'll look better just to give it a little bit more colour, but not too much where it looks different. Yeah, it's better. Right, I'm just going to wait for all of those to cure. I'm going to wipe the tacky layer off the underneath of them, and then I will show you what they look like, and then that is it for this video. So here is the finished look. Like, look how beautiful they are. They are so super shiny. I am really happy with them, to be fair, for how cheap they were. I mean, I'm not really bothered about having to put one coat of colour underneath for how cheap that these were. It's definitely made all the difference, to be honest. I would recommend definitely putting a colour underneath. But let me know what you think of them. I think for a few pounds, well, for like £1 each, I think they're really good, to be honest. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. That was those. The Chromes and Aurora Top Coat are here. Really happy with that chrome. It's absolutely beautiful. I hope my clients ask for that because it is stunning. It looks quite grainy on camera, but it doesn't like in person. I suppose the camera's just got much better eyesight than I have. But yeah, highly recommend both of these things. Love that. It's beautiful. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.